Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Boy, it has been a while. I have not posted a video since about like 2 weeks ago? Back when since January 3rd I believe? No, January 6th. No, January 8th because I did do a little tribute to my sister for her birthday. I didn't want to do anything for her birthday on her birthday because that's a holiday. Sort of. So I wanted to, just use that day as just for her. While every other day I just relaxed, but I wanted to use that day as, sort of a day where I can make a video and still post and still relax at the same time. So I'm glad I posted that video, but I'm back and today I'm ready to review the 2 episodes of Disney Plus's new plus Marvel Studios new MCU series. First and one of the best let me restart. I'm ready to review the next Disney Plus series, also known as the first Marvel Studios series on Disney Plus, WandaVision. So this show talks about WandaVision, Scarlet Wanda Maximoff and Vision living the suburban lives in a 50s sitcom. And if you know, and I don't know if I've ever talked about this on my channel before, but I know there are some people that were skeptical of this show, and I was skeptical of it too because I don't really think a sitcom is what the MCU needs to begin Phase 4. It's a very weird direction that they're going with, especially of how, we're taking in the 50s style and we don't know what's going on, and we keep hearing how it's gonna tie in with Doctor Strange 2, and it's a very weird concept of what Marvel is doing right now. But yeah. So what did I think about the 2 episodes that they released this Friday? I'll tell you in just a second, but before I tell you my thoughts on the episodes, go ahead and tell me down below and tell me what did you think about the 2 episodes of WandaVision, because there's a lot of controversy about this, because some people actually like how it's a sitcom, and others, not so much. But with that said, and as I'm reviewing these episodes, I'm actually going to be reviewing episode by episode, not together. So, in case you guys did not know that. So, without further delay, let's get started with the review for the first episode. Alright, so we're talking about the first episode of WandaVision, and we're talking about the good, and for me, I think the best thing about the first episode of WandaVision is that when they say that they're going for a sitcom, they actually mean it. It's not it's definitely something very new and very different that it feels like that. If you're going in these 2 episodes expecting big action sequences of what you've seen in Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, you shouldn't expect that because this is a sitcom, and 1950s sitcoms don't really have action sequences like the previous MCU films do. But one of the things I loved about this episode is that Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen played their roles good. I really liked the performances, especially how Paul Bettany's performance in the second episode. But we'll get into that once we review episode 2. But I just think that they were just cool. They were just really good together, and I just think they worked together. It was just really, it just added nice little details that I really enjoyed. It felt like a sitcom to me, and I really liked that. I just love the relationship in the sitcom of this sitcom world. Also, the new characters are like Agnes, Paul, Vision's boss that he works for. They're of course like Vision's boss isn't really likable. And I also kind of like how Vision starts wondering, like, what are we doing here? Like the place that he works at, he's like, what do we do here? Like, I know we have to, like, do computer stuff and like, print stuff, but what do we exactly do here? I think that's just kind of interesting, except people think that kind of gives hints. For me, it really doesn't. I think it gives gives hints to a scene where it's the dinner scene, and Vision's boss starts choking, and then his wife is like, "Stop it," and just starts smiling, and I'm like, "Go help your husband! Like, what's going on here?" And also, there was just some funny moments with Wanda and Vision. I personally laughed out loud with. And, so that's really all the stuff I loved about Season 1 of Episode 1 of WandaVision. So, that's the stuff I loved about WandaVision, the first episode of WandaVision. Alright, so here is when it gets to the bad of this episode. So, as you all know, as I was really skeptical for this show, was the whole sitcom vibe something I wanted? No. I did not want a sitcom in the MCU. It seemed very weird to me to add a sitcom into it. But like I said in the good, I liked how it was something new, but at the same time, I just wish we just went back to the old-fashioned way, which was the superhero story. And there's nothing superheroism. Oh, sorry, I knocked down my water bottle there. There was nothing superheroism in this episode. Other than that, there's not really any major problems, except for the one hint that we got with the, like, Vision's boss choking and his wife literally just laughing and saying "stop it" and not helping him get the thing out of his throat. That's not it. Like, it doesn't really explain much, so I didn't really have any major, like, problems with this episode, but I did like it overall. Oh wait, there is one more thing before we review the next episode, but the way, like, the way Wanda and Vision act in this show, the way they act in this show work in the MCU films that they're gonna be in the future films? No. Because this is a sitcom show, so it works in the style of a sitcom. So I think it works. So, that's all I have for the bad. So, let's get to the, my score and my letter grade. Alright, so my thoughts on episode 2 is a little bit different to my thoughts on episode 1. So, right off the bat, of course, the sitcom vibes are amazing. But one thing that I liked that they kind of did new with this episode is that what they did with the Vision, I loved the way he acted. As they had a sort of style for Vision and the characters, I thought that this was the best vision of this whole show because he was just so funny. Cause like the opening scene where they're sleeping and they hear something and they don't know what it is, and then Vision like looks outside and he sees a branch, and it scares him, and then he literally goes back to bed, and he acts scared, and it's like, oh my god. But like it's funny for some reason. It's funny for me, and I think the way that he acts in this show, in this episode, is better well done than in the first episode. So that's just a little my opinion. And also, when he swallowed gum and then it traveled down his robot intestines because he's a robot, I liked how they did that little animated thing where the gum was like stuck inside him. That was really fun and adorable. I also liked how they introduced, I believe, Monica Rambeau, the little girl from Captain Marvel. I really liked how they introduced her and made her kind of part of Wanda and Vision's friends. I really liked how they did that. And once again, much like episode 1, I feel like this episode gives us a little bit more hints, where you have Wanda standing next to a girl, and she hears a radio, and she's like, you hear a guy saying, Wanda, do you hear me? Who is doing this to you, Wanda? At first, when I heard that in this show, I thought it was Captain America for some reason. It sounded like Steve, but then as I kept hearing it later in the episode, I realized it wasn't Steve. And then they kept giving us a hint of this colored helicopter toy, which I don't really know why they put it there, but I don't really know what it could set up for this show, but I'm not really sure. And then also they had this guy that was covered with bees, and it doesn't really make sense. And it's like I want to know what is it setting up. And a lot of people have been saying that they just want to go and watch the next episode. I'm definitely one of them. I want to go see the next episode because I want to get more information on what this show is coming to. Because I just want to see more of it. Not only do I want to see more of this world, but I want to see where this show is leading to and what is going on. Because I just want to see what's going on so bad. So that's really what I loved about the second episode. Also, I have a feeling that Dottie, the new character that we got introduced to the show, I feel like that she is the villain. That's just my prediction. It's not really something big. I just feel like because she is finding out Wanda and Vision's secrets, I have a feeling she's one of the villains of the show. That's just my opinion. Now let's get to the bad. Much like the first episode, I didn't really have many problems with this episode. But I really think the problem with episode 1 and 2 is that for the plotline stuff that are choosing to do with it, it doesn't really seem like they're going. It doesn't they don't explain of why they're doing this. The story of this episode is they're doing a talent show. And it's it doesn't make sense of why they're doing it. And, it's not a big issue, it just doesn't make sense of why they're doing a talent show. But that's just my main issue. And also, I know this is technically the bad area, but I wanted to mention this because I actually did not mention this. But, just lost me. But, Vision, when he had the gum stuck inside him, he was acting drunk, and that doesn't really make sense to me. I like this episode. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. There's just not many problems I have with it. So, really the only problem I have with this episode is that they just don't explain the story very well. Especially how it's a sitcom. And, yeah. So that's really my thoughts on my bad thoughts on WandaVision episode 2. So now I'm going to give you my score. I'm going to give you my scores. And, yeah. Alright, so that is my review for WandaVision. So let me guys, like I said before in the beginning of this video, tell me down below, what did you think about WandaVision? And, just, what do you think is going to happen next week? Because I think episodes are coming out next week. I'm not sure. But, if they do, I will review it. And we'll see where the series goes from there. And, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram name is Marvel6, and my TikTok name is Marvel1Fan. I'll have like 3 more videos coming out this weekend, but then as soon as those 3 videos come out, I'm done, and I'll be posting probably next Friday, January 22nd. So after those 3 videos, you might want to see me Friday. So see you in a couple of hours, because this video will be posted on Saturday, January 16th.